Hey, what's up guys, Frost King here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys this 3 Musketeer deck. It may still be in, yeah, okay, there it is right there. Alright, yeah, so that's the deck right there. We got 12 wins, there's the 12 win replay, and then here's the chest right here. So yeah, it was a really hard grand challenge. We didn't face that many easy matchups. We had Giant Barb's Fireball, we had a P.E.K.K.A. Arrows Log Poison deck, and then we had Hog Mega Knight, and then we also faced a guy who had Lightning and Rocket in his deck. So I'm going to be going over 2 Hog Executioner replays, because I think there's important things to learn from each of those. We're going to go over a Hog Mega Knight replay, P.E.K.K.A. replay, and then the Fireball replay right there. So I'm actually going to be opening up the chest first in this one, just so you guys can see. So we're going to open the chest right now, and let's see what we get. Alright. So we get 22,000 gold, 50 Minion Hordes, 52 Elite Barbarians, 88 Royal Giants, 89 Fire Spirits, Archers, Skeletons, Minions, P.E.K.K.A.s. We don't really care, because this is not my account, unless we get Legendaries. And we're going to get a bunch of rares, I think, right here. Yeah, so we get 110 Goblin Huts. I used to be mad about that, but Goblin Hut actually has turned out to be a pretty good card lately. So yeah, we're gonna hop into some replays. So I'm gonna start with the Hog Mega Knight replay, and then we're gonna do I'll probably go Hog Mega Knight, and then P.E.K.K.A. Arrows, and then the other Hog Mega Knight. Sorry, that thing's moving around on the side right there. And then my 12th win replay. So we're gonna go to Hog Mega Knight right now. I'm gonna hop in, run it 2 times, just to make it not as boring. So yeah, I'm gonna run through this. And so in Hog Mega Knight, you want to be keeping track of if their ground tanks are in hand and what ground cards they've used. So if they used their goblins and their ice golem, that permits you to go in with a minion horde. And if they have poison, you get free reign with your 3 musketeers. Or if you can bait out poison on their pump and then bait out their ice golem, that will work too. So you'll see what I do right there. So I'll pause at a certain point in this match to show you. So right here, I kite that and then play goblins on the hog rider. I zap. We have a pump down. And then right here, he poisons, so I'm going to pause. Okay, so he poisoned, I have bandit in hand, and I know he just uses goblins. So if I play a bandit at the bridge opposite lane, he's going to be forced to use his ice golem, and he just poisoned, so he can't do ice golem plus zap. So that permits me to go in for a minor minion horde pushing it damage. So you'll see what I do right here. So I'm going to go with the bandit, bait out his ice golem, and then immediately go with the minor minion horde opposite lane. He gets in a predicament right here. He spends a lot of elixir, and we deal a lot of damage, and we're still up elixir. So that also permits us to pump right here, pump in the back left corner, I believe. And then he's going to go in with a push of his own with a hog rider. So I'm only going to play goblins. I expect him to poison, but because he poisons, once again, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to play a bandit ice golem combination, but he plays inferno dragon goblins this time. So I'm actually just going to go with the minor to cycle. Bad minor that just kind of slipped out of my hand and went a little bit too far. And then he plays a hog rider in the back. I have no idea what he's doing. He just gives us good counter push potential right here. He Mega Knights, so we're going to play Minion Horde and then Kite. He poisons, so I'm going to start Bandit in the back and then split my 3 Musketeers up the middle again. I should split 2 Musketeers to the other side, but it's all good. He's going to be forced to Mega Knight right here, I believe. Or he Mega Knights the Goblin side, and then the 2 Musketeers go hard on the other lane. Get damage. We just keep chipping away. Bandit's coming. I do a minor push. Bandit connects with tower, and we win the game. So as you saw right there, I was kind of salty. Just I faced a guy. I'll show you the guy right here in battle log. Hopefully it's here. I was frustrated for a couple matches. Just this match just triggered me beyond anything I've ever experienced in my life. This guy right here, I'm running 3 Musketeers, and he has lightning, tornado, and rocket. It was yeah, it was a frustrating match to say the least. But yeah. We're going to go into another replay. We're going to go into the P.E.K.K.A. Arrows replay. Show you guys that one. So right here, I'm going to open up that replay and show you guys how I go about it. So if you realize they have arrows, you're going to have to come to the conclusion that you shouldn't be playing your Minion Horde. You got to use your other cards to bait out certain spells. Because every time you play your Minion Horde, they're just getting a +2 if they arrow it. And especially if they have log or something along those lines, you can't really bait out arrows or log or something and use your other cards effectively, because he has spells for every one of your cards. He has log for my goblins, he has arrows for my 3 musketeers, or he has arrows for my minion horde, and then poison for my 3 musketeers, and P.E.K.K.A. for my 3 musketeers. So you'll see how I go about this. So right here, I go in with a minor Minion Horde push. I know if he has a minor poison deck that he's not gonna have pump in it, and I force him to arrow. He makes a positive trade off of that, and he's gonna be up elixir after that exchange. He basically ignored the minor and made a +2, so made the +5 trade off of that. So my pump didn't benefit me that much. I'm laughing. Same thing. I was really triggered after that match. I was facing some hard matches in the Grand Challenge. P.E.K.K.A. Arrows necessarily isn't the easiest match either, but you'll see. Hopefully I show you guys how I go about this correctly. I'm going to actually run this at 2 times because he P.E.K.K.A.'s right here. So I'm going to kite, and I miss it. So no excuses. I just missed the kite on that straight up. But he plays a bad minor right here, so my bandit gets value. So I know we can go in for a pump. That tower's higher, so I'm going to pump in the back. He poisons. So right here, I split my 3 Musketeers. There's no reason I could go in with a minor Minion Horde push and give him another good trade. If I split my 3 Musketeers right here, I'm good. I saw he used his log, so I played really bad Goblins in a second right here. I played Ice Golem and I played Goblins. Those were intended to go in front and block the P.E.K.K.A., but it didn't really work out like that, so it was a bad play. No excuses again. He arrows right here, and then I pump. And he goes in for a bad minor. He should have just minored the pump, and he would have had pressure opposite lane with the Electro Wizard, and I don't think I would have been able to defend. But he misses the poison, and that basically costs him the game. I think he doesn't get any value. He has to overspend on that lane. My minor gets good chip. Play the Minion Horde kite once again, and then we have to split the 3 Musketeers instead of being predictable and being logged. And he plays a bad poison again. My Musketeers are relatively healthy. I play the Goblins in front to tank for the 3 Musketeers, and they get good damage. Once again, we kite, and then we split our 3 Musketeers because he doesn't have poison in cycle, and I knew that, so we were safe to play them. We start a bandit, send in a minor, and then our minor's just chipping away. Minor ends up taking it down, and we zap it out. Our Musketeer would have broken through either way, but we were all good. So yeah, as you guys can see, I stopped using my Minion Horde, and I started using my 3 Musketeers to my advantage, trying to outcycle him. I knew I had taken the elixir advantage, and after those pushes, kiting and using my 3 Musketeers to take out the P.E.K.K.A. was the way to go. So that's how I won that. Next replay we're going to go into is going to be against, let's go down to this Hog Executioner player. Guy in my clan just beat Ace in a Grand Challenge, but we're going to watch this Hog Executioner replay. This guy, 320,000 cards won, so we're going to watch that, see how I go about Hog Executioner with this deck. So what I do with this deck is if I'm going to try to get them to rock my pumps, then I'm going to split 3 Musketeers, and if I get them to use their Execution and their Ice Spirit, that permits me to go in with a Minor and a Minion Horde, because they can't Tornado Ice Spirit, or they can't use an Executioner. So worst case scenario for them, or best case scenario for us, they're going to have to rocket that Minion Horde. So that's what ends up happening, I believe, in this replay, or another one. I don't know which one. I'm going to run this one at 2 times also. I think 2 times just gives a better, it's not as boring for you guys to watch. So, splitting my Goblins right here, and we're getting a little bit of lag. I send in the Minor, play the Minion Horde. He NATOs, so he's going to be forced to play an Executioner right here. I'm going to go in with a pump. I know he doesn't have enough elixir after that, so I'm going to play an Ice Golem, and then Goblins on the backside. Just trying to defend this cheaply and cycle back to another Collector. I know he's going to have to respond to that Bandit, so what I do right here is, I believe I just send in another Minor opposite lane. I didn't want to feed his push. If I sent in a Minor, he might have played an Executioner and then Hog same lane, and knowing I only have Minion Horde cycle. Right here he rockets and misses tower, so he laughs about that. But right here I get free reign to split my 3 Musketeers. So one thing you want to do, if you know you're going to have to build a strong push, something you can do is you can play your Ice Golem first and then your 3 Musketeers, okay? Reason you do this is because it's similar to a Lava Loon push, okay? So with Lava Loon, you traditionally want to play your Tombstone before you start a Lava Hound push. Reason being is that if you start a Tombstone in the middle and then they pressure opposite lane after you drop your Lava Hound, you already have 3 elixir on the field. Compared to if you start a Lava Hound push, then you have to invest 3 elixir and then continue your push, if that makes any sense. When I play this Ice Golem before I push, it's elixir that isn't spent on my push after I drop my win condition, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to have a stronger push if I drop my Ice Golem first. So that's something you can do. That's something I've observed watching top players on TV Royale or on YouTube do with 3 Musketeers, and it works out for them. So that's the reason I play that like that. So I split 2 Musketeers, that lane. I see him plays Ice Spirit and his Executioner, so I'm going to be Minion Hording opposite lane with Minor. That was my initiative. Same thing. He rockets. Right here, I get, I'm going to actually pause. So right here, he rocketed. And then my Musketeers took out the Executioner. Knew he didn't have Night and Cycle, so I'm going to go in with a Bandit. Especially knowing they used Opposite Lane. So right here, you'll also see I log. I know he only has Ice Spirit, so I'm going to send in my Goblins immediately after. The Goblins come in and eat away that Ice Spirit, and we get a ton of damage. So that basically won me the game right there, just knowing his hand, and finessing him in that way, shape, or form right there. And he Tornadoes, I knew he didn't have enough for Executioner, so I played the Minion Horde. Miner was overly ambitious, but it didn't end up changing anything in the end. We stopped this Hog Rider, and we win the match. So that's how it worked out right there. So yeah, as you saw, keep track of what they have in their hand. Obviously, that's a simple thing people think about when they play this game. Yeah, know what they have in cycle, things along those lines. But in certain matchups, I know if they use very specific cards, I can go in with certain combinations. Like you saw when he played his Executioner and his Ice Spirit into the same lane, I could go in with a Miner and a Minion Horde. So that also gave me another set of 3 Musketeers for free, which was really good. And that set of 3 Musketeers after I could have 3-crowned them with. So that's something that that worked out for us. Right here, we're going to go into I'm going to actually check how long this is. Okay, so we're 11 minutes. We still have time. I'm going to go into this replay against super hard counter. It's Barb's Fireball and Bowler Giant with Archers. So it's a difficult one. So I'm going to run this one at 2 times also. So right here, I have Miner, Goblins, all this stuff. I'm not going to start off with Miner. Never want to start off with Miner, especially in a 3 Musketeer deck, because you have no direct damage spell, and you cannot take out their Elixir Collector if they decide to pump up. So that's the reason why I'm doing that. Alright, he starts with a Bowler. I'll be playing a Bandit opposite lane, and then we'll be going with a Minion Horde on top of the Bowler. Especially knowing he cycles Archers, he's going to be forced to zap. Knowing that he's zapped, also, I'm free to pump up, because I see Bowler, and I'm expecting Giant. I also see Fireball. So right here, I know that he uses Zap and uses Zap, so I can go in, and his Fireball, so I can go in for my 3 Musketeers, so he can't Fireball Zap him down. He plays his Bowler, and then I play that. Right here was overly ambitious. I played too many cards into that lane, and he got good value out of his Barbarians. We end up even on Elixir, so I'm able to pump again, which is good for us, but obviously not a situation that I want to repeat doing. Right here, I pump in the back right corner, right as he played a Giant, so that's good for us. If I had done it the other side, he would have Giant Graveyard that lane and done a bunch of damage. Right there, I bait out the Fireball Zap, and as you can see right here, I bait out that Fireball Zap by splitting the 2 Musketeers away from the push. Once I did that, I got free reign with my Minion Horde. I also knew that he was going to be playing his Archers up front after that, because he wanted to take out my Minion Horde. He knew I had Minion Horde. So what I did was I blocked with an Ice Golem. I blocked the Bowler with an Ice Golem. And then I'm also going to be sending in a Miner. What that's going to do is it's going to block the Archers, and then after it's going to stop the Archers and help kill them. And then also it's not going to allow his units to cross the river and tank for the graveyard. So I'm going to stop this graveyard with absolutely no damage to my tower. So that's how I play it, and I have a counter push, and we're equal on Elixir. Right here, I'm going to pump up again, I believe, or I'm going to split my 3 Musketeers. I split 3 Musketeers again, and I throw an Ice Golem in front. I bait out the Zap, so right here, I get another set of, I get another Minion Horde, and I force him. I send in the Miner right there, and I force him to play a Giant, which was good for us. And right here, I split another set of 3 Musketeers up high. I should split them down lower, because I got no value out of that push. And then right here, I send in that, and he zaps, so this is when I had to pump right here, but I could have done a better job defending the graveyard, so I'll tell you what I do in this specific scenario. So yeah, I should have done a better job defending the graveyard right here by pump. He starts minions in the back, and I pump, and then he goes with the Giant, and he goes with the graveyard. So I split 2 Musketeers away, or actually 2 Musketeers shoot at the Giant. My Goblins were bad. I let too many Skeletons accumulate. I should have zapped a little bit before that. And then also, I should have played an Ice Golem a little bit earlier. So that's something I could have done right there. So that's good for us. We come in with a Miner Minion Horde, also knowing he cycles Archers and his Fireball, and they were out of hand. So he's forced to Fireball right here, and then once again, we get another free set of 3 Musketeers because he Fireballed. He plays a Bowler that lane. I know he doesn't have Barbs. I know he doesn't have Fireball, so I go in with a Giant, or I go in with Minion Horde, I go in with Bandit, go with a Miner, and we end up taking the game. So, that's something you need to note is what cards they have in hand, like as in ground tanks, and how to bait out their spells so you can break through with your Minion Horde. I was splitting my 3 Musketeers opposite lane, so he was fireballing them every time. He shouldn't have been fireball zapping, but I would have been throwing the Ice Golem in front, so we had to zap. And then I got good value out of it. So he couldn't use the ice or the archers plus zap synergy to take out my Minion Horde. So that was the reason why I was doing that. We're going to go into one more replay, which is going to be my 12th win match against a Hog Executioner again. A good player get about 200,000 cards won, and yeah. So you'll see what I do in this match. So I'm going to run this one at 1 times just because it's my 12th win replay, and I'm going to show you guys what I do. So yeah, the thing about Three Musketeers is it's basically like a bait deck. Three Musketeers with Minion Horde, in my opinion, doesn't necessarily have any hard counters. There's always a way to bait certain spells. Like the Three Musketeer Battle Ram deck right now with Minion Horde, Goblin Gang, Battle Ram, you can't really think of a spell in the game that can counter that deck, you know. There's no real spell that can take everything in that deck out. Or any traditional deck, you know. I guess if you have Fireball, Rocket, Arrows, your deck's all spells, there's obviously a counter there, but not everybody has that, so that's the situation. So right here, I'm going to start an Ice Golem in the back. I didn't have Pump, or actually I did have Pump in my starting hand, but same thing. I played, because he rocketed, I played the Ice Golem, and then I split my 2 Musketeers away from it. And then, right here, you'll see, he starts an Executioner in the back. And then, my Musketeer gets good value on this Knight, and it's going to take it out, and I send in the Miner. I know this is Hog Executioner, so there's nothing I need to be worried about playing my Miner. He plays Ice Spirit Goblins, and we end up taking out the Executioner. I believe Musketeer gets a shot, and then he logs out on the other side. And so what I'm doing right here is I know that he's going to hog. So what I do is I start a Bandit in the back, and then I'm going to pump, because I'll have something rolling down the lane. And he's going to have to switch lanes to the tower with less HP if he wants his hog push to be more effective. So what I do right here is I start the Bandit in the back, right as he hogs and gets enough elixir, because I know we're about even on elixir. He hogs at the exact same time. I play Goblins, and then I'm going to pump up. The reason I pumped up right there was because I knew that Goblins plus a Bandit is going to be something he has to respond to on a counter push. So if he's going to rocket, and then he's going to have to play something on top of it, he's going to be very low on elixir. So that was the idea behind it. That's why I pumped right there. So you'll see, he has to rocket, and then after that, he has to Knight. So he was completely empty on elixir after that Knight, and then I won't have to respond to that Knight. So once again, right here, I'll play the Ice Golem, then the 3 Musketeers, and you'll see how I go about this push. This is the push that breaks through, simply because that play right there where I made him overspend is why I'm able to win this match. So Ice Golem again. Then I split 2 Musketeers down the left side, 1 Musketeer in the lane with the Ice Golem. He's going to go in for another hog push, which was really bad. I start a Bandit. The Bandit will dash, and then I'm going to zap those Goblins. They're going to hop all onto that Ice Golem and die. And then right here, I'm going to go in with a, I saw I used the Ice Spirit, so I'm going to go in with a Miner, and then I'm going to go in with a Minion Horde after I see the Ice Spirit after. And then he's going to Tornado. He's going to rush to another Executioner. And it's just going to be a bad Executioner that can't take it out. I pressured. I knew he used same thing. I knew he used his Executioner. I know he used his Ice Spirit. So I was able to break through. Right here, I play my 3 Musketeers. No reason to overextend right now and pump up again. It's my 12th win match. I need to just be locking down defending, especially with the tower damage lead that I have. He's going to rocket, just trying to, as a last resort. Bandit's going to come in and dash. He's going to log. Musketeer will still get shots off. And we're just going to keep up the pressure in the middle, do a Minion Horde, send in a Miner, and yeah, that will be the match right there. So as you saw, in those matchups where they have Executioner and Ice Spirit, or basically any deck where they have something that's going to stop a certain card, you need to be, this deck has the tools, sorry for that, that slur of words right there. This deck has the tools to take out, or to bait out the cards that you need to break through. So that's what you need to be doing. Bait out cards, pressure, make sure you're making good trades on defense, and converting your cards into offense. One thing I've noticed, just on a side note, that a lot of good 3 Musketeer players do, is they get a lot of value out of their units. Whether it's cards that they cycle, or cards that they defend with, they get a lot of value out of them. And by value I mean they keep up the pressure. They keep they use the cards to their advantage to gain a positive elixir advantage, or to force their opponent into awkward situations. So if that's something you can do to improve your own game and help yourself improve your own 3 Musketeer play, I highly suggest that's something that you do. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any deck suggestions, make sure to drop them. And yeah, I have nothing else to say. I'll see you guys next time.